you hold to them and you base your life off of your judgments, you're really missing out on some great stuff out there. And it doesn't do you any good. Judgment is like junk food for the body. It's junk food for the soul. Welcome to my channel. You are watching The Real Manifestation Talk with your girl, Dina Haynes, where I teach you how to deliberately create the life of your dreams through manifestation, scripting, and many other techniques. If you are here today, it is Sunday, and it is my tarot video. I chose a beautiful oracle deck today, and I'm excited for you to see the reading. But before we get into it, don't forget to like. It does something to my algorithm so that other people can see this content just like you are. Subscribe, hit the bell icon, and comment down below. Tell me what manifestation topics you would like me to talk about on this channel. And this is an interactive channel where whatever you suggest, I will do a specific video on, and I'll even give you a shout out. But for now, I'm doing a reading for the first week of January 2021. And I bet you're eager to know what's going to happen the first week. And here's a hint, there's some love involved. Let's get on with the reading. Oh, the Lady of the Gift. We have the Spirit Whisperer. And we have the Hawk Prince. All right, so this deck is the Hidden Wisdom of the Hidden Realms guidebook by Colette Baron Reed. I just think these cards are absolutely beautiful. And let's see, the first card we have, I'll give you a close-up. The Lady of the Gift. Generosity, receiving, withholding. There's a castle in the background. It's almost like the world is your oyster. I mean, really, it's like you can have anything that you want. And she's got a couple of candles there burning bright, which to me is saying that the future does look bright, which is, it's good to know after the last year, the tumultuous year that we've had, that the future does look bright. Okay, then we have the second card is the Spirit Whisperer, divine guidance, higher knowing. This once again is it being in touch with your spirit guides, which is essential to manifesting. I mean, the way we manifest is through alignment, and alignment is basically aligning your beliefs to your desires and also to your spirit guide. Your spirit guide is your inner self, and your inner self wants the best for you, knows the best path for you, wants you to align, because once you're aligned, then you can see the signs that they're giving you, the guidance that they're giving you. The closer you are aligned to them, the easier it is for you to be guided to your best life. And I love how it's called the Spirit Whisper, because really that's how it sounds. Depending on how you receive messages from your spirit guides, I receive them audibly. So I'm clairaudient, so I hear whispers in my head, and that it's good to keep in mind that that's what it sounds like. Then we have the Hawk Prince, spirit communication and paying attention. Oh, and it's the number 11. I don't know if you guys see numbers, but I see numbers all the time, like repeated numbers in sets of 3, like 333, 222. I see 1111 a lot, 111. It's a very spiritual number, but it's a spirit communication and paying attention. Once again, this is a time to align to your higher self so that you can receive the messages that they're giving you to lead you to your best life. All right, now let's look at the deeper meanings of these cards. The Lady of the Gift brings a message of tithing. To be your ally, she requires you to look at the nature and method of your giving to others. The world is your church, and you only need to distribute 10% of your wealth to others to ensure that the flow continues. Yet, this doesn't necessarily mean giving money away, nor does it imply a direct action of charity, even though the tradition of tithing is material. In fact, the kind of tithing the lady asks of you isn't tangible or material at all. She asks you to look at all human beings as important in the divine scheme of things and show others that you believe in them. Pay attention to how you treat people and be mindful of your perception, even of seemingly poor strangers. Really, it's about dropping judgments. Generosity is really about being generous of spirit. So the path to manifestation, the path to alignment is one of somewhat of purity. It is of purity of spirit. And we all hold judgments and we all pass judgments on people. I think that it is inherent in human behavior. The point is to not buy in to these judgments without knowing or meaning. You may have judgments, but you can still soften your judgments. And by soften, I mean just don't hold steadfast to them. You have to give people grace, be graceful, give people grace, see the best in people. See people for who they are at their core. I mean, really, once you align, you will start to see that everyone is really the same. When you get to that point, you will know that you are on the higher vibration spiritual path. It's funny because I'm thinking about the opposite of that is evil, and this talk about evil, and is evil like, is there a devil? Are there demons? And really, evil is a human manifestation. It's all about how you think and how you act. And so this is why you should soften your judgments about people, soften your judgments about yourself and the people around you. Everyone is going through stuff. Everyone has their own way of dealing with things. Some things people can help, other things people find difficult to change, or some people will never be on this manifestation path, this deliberate manifestation path. They will never be conscious of the fact that they are a creator in their life. Softening your judgment is like a way of giving not only to them, but to yourself. Those kind of judgments and things that we pass on other people don't do us any good. And you could be missing out on some really amazing things. I met this girl I was working with, this was years ago. And for some reason, I had this irrational judgment of her. I just didn't like her off the bat for no reason, no good reason at all. I mean, I look back on that, I think, but it's part of the human condition, I feel like. So it was funny. We just, one day, I think I approached her desk and just started talking to her because even though I have felt judgments in my life, I've always tried not to let those judgments rule my behavior. I'm always open to see what a person has to offer, which is really what I mean by being loosey-goosey and softening. So I went and talked to her, and literally within like 5 minutes, I was like, oh my God, these irrational feelings that I had about her were completely off base. I don't know where they came from, and I dropped them quite easily once I spoke to her and talked to her. We actually became really good friends, and she actually was pivotal on my spiritual path in the beginning when I was really starting to learn about the spiritual journey. She gave me the book, The Alchemist by Paul Coelho, and it, along with many other things, changed my life. And I will forever be grateful for her, for having met her and having known her. She was a gracious spirit. I never would have known these things had I held on to these irrational judgments about her that I knew that were based on nothing. I don't know why I even had that feeling, but it was so strange. Maybe it was for me to learn that lesson, to learn the lesson of judgment and how judgment really doesn't help anything. It doesn't help anyone. I learned that lesson. You miss out when you judge others. You miss out. It's not their loss, it is yours. It is always yours. So the rest of the card says, if you see others as successful and abundant and act as if you believe they have value, blessings all around are assured. Your belief in others has greater value than you can fathom. This alone guarantees your success long term. Remember that you can only keep what you're willing to give. Oh, boom. Look, it's a spiritual karma, is what it is. It's a spiritual karma. And it's saying, be gracious. If you have judgments, don't hold them. Soften your judgments and allow yourself to reap the benefits of being gracious, of meeting wonderful people and opening yourself up to wonderful things. This second card is called the Spirit Whisperer. It says, as an ally, the Spirit Whisperer comes to you heralding the miraculous and the inspired. She whispers guidance from the divine through your higher senses so that you can hear her wisdom and know her love for you. Because your spirit guides, your higher self, loves you unconditionally, loves us all unconditionally. It says she is committed to helping you intuit the next right action and steers you away from trouble. The Spirit Whisperer keeps you inspired to move forward, always knowing just in time the correct next step. This is key to remember. There is no way to predict how things are going to unfold in your life. You just have faith that they will unfold for your highest good. That is what your spirit guide, your higher self is doing. They're guiding you for your highest good so that all situations work out in your favor. When you try to manipulate that and when you try to take the reins, so to speak, that is when you mess things up. You just muddle it. There can only be one person steering the ship. And you're better off letting that be your spirit guides, because if you try to steer the ship to go a certain way, in a certain way, trying to steer the steps along the way, you will muddle it every time. It says, she guides you to fulfill your highest purpose. When she appears, it's a sign of inspired ideas that with continual action lead to success. That's a very good omen. And it's also good to know when you let your spirit guide take control, they will steer you in the right direction. A lot of us might be walking around not knowing what we want to do with our lives, or maybe you know what you want to do with your life, but you don't know what steps to take. This is all about letting go of resistance, lowering your resistance so that you can be guided. Like if you ever had an experience with a kid who's maybe having a tantrum and you try to get them to come with you, but they're too busy like throwing their weight and trying to do what they want to do, it's very hard to move them. Your spirit guides aren't going to pick you up like you can a child. They will just, because it's called law of attraction. So if your base of attraction is resistance and you fight, then that is exactly what you will get in your life. You will get hardship. You will get difficult situations. To make your life easier, you want to go along with your spirit guide, and which is basically your intuition, your gut. You want to go with that as opposed to perhaps your head. It says, if your question is about a relationship, the Spirit Whisperer speaks of soul connections, past lives, and great learning through mutual mirroring. She will whisper how long, how short, how deep, and how sweet the relationship can be. There were soul bargains made even before you both were born here, and an exploration is in order. You may move forward, but keep listening to the Spirit Whisperer for the lessons that the vulnerability of love brings. So this could resonate to a lot of you who are manifesting specific person. The relationships that you could be going into, it could be someone that you meet this first week of January. could be a soul connection. But it's telling you that to be open to exploration. Don't just jump in with both feet. Exactly. Your guides are telling you to listen to them, to listen to your intuition and go with your gut about these things. It's so funny because this card was speaking about being careful and cognizant of how you treat others, to soften your judgments and to be generous of spirit. And then whoever you meet, it's telling you to soften your judgments, to really see the person for who they are, to allow them to show their real selves to you so that you can make a good assessment of who this person is, how to move forward in this relationship, if you move forward in the relationship, if it's an actual soul connection. There are lessons to be learned, I think, from whoever this person is and whatever you're learning from the situation. The Hawk Prince appears with good news. He flies into your life to alert you that a message is coming to help you manifest your destiny. Ooh, expect a phone call, letter, email, or conversation that lets you know the next step to take toward your greatest good, or to tell you that you've arrived at an important stage along your path. The Hawk Prince is also the ally for spirit communication, so pay attention when you think you hear something important pop out at you on the radio, on TV, or in overhearing the conversations of strangers. Spirit is constantly in dialogue with you. Are you listening? Stay open and expect Spirit to speak to you and show you the way to your prosperity in all aspects of your life. Absolutely. So, sounds like your spirit guides are really trying to communicate with you. I definitely feel like moving forward, we are moving in a more spiritual way. I feel like more people are becoming conscious of their spiritual journey, and it's all about your communication with your spirit guides. Some people refer to it as God or your angels, your inner self, your intuition, your gut. It's all the same thing. It is that inner knowing, that knowing part of yourself that is guiding you to your best life. It's always good news. I think your spirit guide is always guiding you toward what is best for you. So it also sounds like you could be getting some really good news this first week of January, which is a fantastic way to start off the new year. It looks like some of you are going to be in relationships or meeting someone new. Soften your judgments of people. That really is the spiritual way. That is the way to elevate yourself, to elevate your vibration, to be a better person. I just did a video on how to plan out your goals for 2021. Check it out. But this is telling you, I feel like it's grooming you for how to be a better person, how to attract a better partner in your life, and how to have a better relationship with your spirit guides. All of this will lead you to having a fantastic year, and it's a great time to start now. Okay, so that was the reading. It was quite good and inspiring for the first week. Looks like for some of you, there might be some love involved, or at least meeting someone that could possibly be your soulmate. But there is definitely sort of caution to listen to your intuition and to make sure that this is the right match for yourself. And make sure that your gut, your intuition, your higher self, your spirit guides are steering you toward this person. There were also messages of getting closer to your spirit guides, your higher self, loosening your judgment. If you hold to them and you base your life off of your judgments, you're really missing out on some great stuff out there. And it doesn't do you any good. Judgment is like junk food for the body. It's junk food for the soul. And it's not doing anyone any good, including yourself. You may feel like you're escaping the harsh effects of judgment because you're projecting it onto other people, but really that stuff is just a reflection of you and the pain and the toxicity that's within your own soul. We all have judgments, but you want to soften them. You don't have to live your life by your judgments. And you don't have to spend your life constantly judging people. If you find yourself engaged in that kind of activity, that actually is goes against the spiritual journey, and against you elevating your vibration so that you can manifest effectively, quickly. And then that last card was another beautiful call from your spirit guides to open up yourself, to lower resistance and open up yourself to receive the messages that they give you. It comes in the form of a whisper. It's not going to be a shouting from the rafters, or at least not for everybody. Maybe for some, but it can be a very quiet voice, and that means you have to lower your fears and lower your own fearful, judgmental voice in order to hear the messages from spirit that will steer you in the right direction. So if you like this video, don't forget to like if you haven't already, subscribe, comment down below, and stay tuned because there's going to be lots more great content coming this year in 2021. And welcome to your new life.